Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Catch up with Mayo. This is a weekly Q&A that I'm trying to do every Saturday about the same time, give or take an hour each way, but I'll let you know. I always make sure that I put up a thumbnail ad for this in advance. So I'm glad to be able to be here. This is where I'm going to be doing my own solo, just me, catch up with Mayo Q&A, live streams, discussions with all of you. This is your opportunity to just say hi, or if you have anything you want to talk about within reason, at my discretion, we can talk about it. If you like to watch shows where it's not just me, myself, and I here, solo, if you want to see shows where I have other people on here, guests, I'm joined by one or more other panelists on here, please subscribe to my other channel. My other channel is called Mayo's Movie Mayhem, and here it is over here. Mayo's Movie Mayhem is where I have a show called the Mayo Lounge or Mayo's Lounge. So please subscribe to Mayo's Movie Mayhem if you're not already, and that's where you'll get updates and notifications of when I'm doing live streams where it's other people having guests on there and more than one. All right, so thank you for that. All right, let's see now. Already we got people popping in here, and I see some familiar faces, so to speak. Beginning with Patrick Sweden. Press the like button while you're here. 3 hours countdown. Wow. Oh, hello, James. James Farley. Hello, back, bacon and beer. And hello, George. Music for all 4 seasons. All right, folks. Well, what can I tell you? It's a beautiful day here. I love it. We're getting a hint of spring and a hint of summer. It's getting a little warmer and the sun is out. I love it. I have a little lamp on over here, a desk lamp that I use to get some light. And also over there, I have the window open. Spring Hill Jim, you're asking me, are we still pals? We never have not been pals. I did a live stream this morning, and sometimes there's going to be things that we'll talk about, and as we talk, we may not agree, or I might come on a little strong, and I still call it passionate. Some people can call it what they will. I get very passionate about things, and we were perfectly okay, and we already went over that, you know, this morning. Don't worry about anything. What do you say there, little girl, honey? What do you say there? Oh, jeez, yeah, dingbat. All right, so here we go for Elementary Penguin. And what else can I say? I'm glad that my DVD set, the complete series for the show Night Gallery, appeared today. And hopefully, I'm going to watch an episode tonight. I've never seen Night Gallery, crazy as it is, even though it's an old show. It's been around, very popular. Rod Serling, who did The Twilight Zone. And even though, it's horror stuff and I like horror stuff, boom, you know. Yes, I realize that the countdown works, Patrick, but as I always say, I can't always do that only because I don't always know what time I'm going to get on exactly. If I know exactly what time I want to come on, I'll do a countdown, you know? So there you go. With the Band on the Run anniversary release, what do you think of Double Fantasy stripped down release in 2010? It took me a while to get into the Double Fantasy stripped down version. At first, I didn't really like that they did that. Didn't like that at first. But then I listened to it more and more, and I got to like it a bit. I'm still not ravingly mad about the Double Fantasy stripped down, but I like it enough. I really do wish they would think about putting out a vinyl version of it. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, as everybody knows, and it's still true and it's still happening, I am purging some vinyl. So maybe on second thought, maybe it's not the greatest thing if they put the vinyl out. But that is the beauty of your streams, Joe. We are passionate music people here. We can discuss these things. Well, that's the idea. Hello, Penny Lane. You're in my ears and in my eyes. You say I have seen several Night Gallery episodes. It's a good show. Well, that's what I've always have heard, So we're gonna give it a shot. And it's pretty weird that I haven't seen any of them yet. A good afternoon, James. What's going on? I've talked about this a few times. What happened to Woodland Goblin? He'll have to come back when he's ready. He's another one that I think I'll just say that he didn't like the fact that I allowed somebody back who he doesn't care for. So therefore, I guess that's what it is. I know darn well that's what it is. But he doesn't want to come up anymore and play ball anymore. So you know, oh wait, que sera sera. What am I going to do? I hope he gets over it. That's all I could say. The underdubbed Band on the Run didn't seem that cool to me. Me either. I didn't think it was that big a deal, really. We're talking about night gallery episodes, and there's one called The Waiting Room. So is he saying that's one of the better standout episodes? Mm, Uh, that's too bad. Goblin had good info to share. I always enjoyed Woodland Goblin. At times we would get into it too, I mean, he was a big follower of my channel. He was a fan for a long time, and I enjoyed him. And sometimes he'd come up on screen, and I just think he should come back. But I can't worry about that. What else can I say? All right. So, what's on your minds today? Notice I'm saying what's on your mind today instead of what's on your so-called minds, which is an expression that I got from the movie Stakeout. And I always thought that was funny. I got my water here this time, the classic alien green cup. Um, we'll skip that question too. Please don't ask that question, Jim. No problem. I just don't even want to address it. Thank you. All right, so we're at a point now where we're caught up and no new questions to address. So I'll just wait until we do have something. For those who don't know, I went to a wedding yesterday. My nephew got married. One of my nephews, not my nephew who's usually in some of the videos with me, but my other nephew, his older brother, and it was a great time. One of the best weddings I've ever been to. Really, really had a good time with that. I love Night Gallery when it was in an hour. Two was that? I can't read that. Two full episodes and in between a 5 minute quickie. Okay, a reminder to hit the like button. Yeah, thank you. I like that people look out for that. I don't always have to say it because somebody else inevitably will bring it up and say it. So, okay. And because of Patrick, well, Patrick suggested it was easier for people in Europe if I do this show at 4 p.m. Eastern instead of 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try 4 p.m. Eastern like today as much as I can, but sometimes I may have to switch it to 5 p.m. Eastern. But I think from what I can decipher, this is like one of the best times to go on. You get the most people from different time zones able to come on. Of course, you can never please everybody and accommodate everybody, but you do the best you can. So that's it. Thank you very much, James. I know about the book Mike. Hello, by the way, Jack Klugman's book Tony and Me, talk about Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. No, I never did. I never read it, man. And 'cause the thing is, I don't remember. It's not that easy to get, but I think these days, you could probably get. We could find anything online, if you want. So, will the Mind Games EP for Record Store Day feature the version of "I'm the Greatest"? Well, there is going to be a version. You say John's version of "I'm the Greatest." Yes, there is going to be. Uh, a version of "I'm the Greatest" by John. There's more than one. John sings it more than one time. There's more than one demo, or it's not really a demo. It's like it's a run through, I think, for Ringo. And there's more than one of them. I just finished reading This Boy by Eileen Cooper. Okay, very good. Another one people are asking me about. What happened to Gary's movies and comics? I don't know. All I can tell you is that I texted him a couple of months ago, and I said, "Gary, what's going on? Is everything all right?" And he says, "Oh yeah." He says, something about that he's got something that he's got to deal with right now, and I know that if you look at his channel, he's got a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel there has been no activity there in 4 months. He used to post videos just about every day, and then he stopped in 4 months. So my channel is not the only place that he's not at. I don't know, and whatever it is what it is. I wish him luck, and that's about it. Uh, with all the food left over at the wedding, somebody will be taking sandwiches to work for 3 months. Hello, Harold. What's going on? Yeah, well, yeah. Thanks for leaving it at that. Look, I never had a problem. I never had a problem. Uh, you know, but let's leave it at that too. So. Have you read Philip Norman's new George Harrison autobiography? No, I haven't. I don't have any interest to tell you the truth. As I say, it's getting more and more to the point these days where I'm realizing way too many books out there at my age. That's what I feel. Way too many books, way too many records, way too many movies, way too many everything. And I'm realizing the reality. And it is a favorite topic of mine to bring up. But you do get to be a certain age and you start realizing, huh, I got way more years behind me than I have ahead of me, even under the best uh, scenario, even under the best circumstances. And you got to decide, well, what do I want to do with that time? Do I want to read a Philip Norman, George Harrison book, or do I want to come on here live with people? And whatever it is. Or do I want to read a book over again that I read already once, read it again or again, third time? It's up to the individual, and nobody can tell you, which way to spend that time. So that's your own decision. Yeah, Don given away. First of all, he says he gave away the nice coat. I've known Don a lot of years. He could have given it away. He could have trashed it. He could have done anything with it. So I don't really know what the truth is about it. And the whole thing about it is a lot of people think that it wasn't so much the fact that he didn't want the coat. I mean, he was honest and said he didn't want it, didn't love it, didn't want to use it. Um, but it was the way he did it. He was nasty about it and very, you know, egotistical about it. So it wasn't good enough for him. The guy's a beggar. He didn't ask for the coat, but he begs for money. So I'm saying, yeah, I beg for money too. Well, you beg for money on your channel, whatever. It's like that crazy. It's a little different, okay? How is it different? How is it different? Because I sustain myself, okay? Anyway, with my pension, and I worked. Um, okay, Mayo, back from the boogie fevering at the reception, shaking that tail feather. Yeah, I did some dancing. Yep, at the wedding. Absolutely. I read the George Harrison book. Nothing really new in there. Yeah, there you go. Um, can't believe Don giving away the nice coat you gave a while back. Very considerate of you. Yeah, I think so. I think it was. I do. I think it. Okay. And there you go. There's some thoughts on Don. Okay. All right. Another catch up. Catch up with Mayo. Catch up with the gallery. To be fair to Don, he prefers designer brands. Yes, prefers designer brands, but he is a bum. It used to be the word used to be bum. I don't think it's politically correct to call somebody like that a bum. And why do I call him a bum? Because he's homeless, but by choice. I've been present over the years where I saw people come in that had businesses and that things, and at least twice, well, once really I can remember, or maybe twice, I could remember someone offering him some work, and what he would be able to do, and he didn't want to work. The Albert Trashman book, yeah, I don't own that book. I used to, I don't anymore. When are you going to show the videos of you dancing at the wedding? There's just one short that lasts about 15 seconds that I have up there. That's the only thing I recorded. Well, you're asking a lot of questions, Elementary Penguin. Where's this one? Where's that one? What about this? And a lot of people are asking. You know, the first thing that Don did when I gave him the coat was look at the tag. First thing. I watched Out to Sea recently and enjoyed it. A lot of great moments. Yeah, that was a movie that I reviewed over on my movie channel, and yeah, it's a fun movie. Not great, but fun enough. And he's a bum with taste. Yeah. Any new videos with Anthony coming soon? I'm supposed to see Anthony at the end of the month. We have a tentative schedule at the end of the month, so I'm sure maybe we'll see that. Saturday night, Mayo Fever. I saw your record store video with Don's girlfriend Betty. I can't understand why Don gives all his money to Betty. Neither do we. And that's another thing. Whatever. Uh, oh, Bazooka Joe's own video. Yeah. Well, I think I also had that in my video. I think. Uh, hello, Mike. What's going on? It's not designer though. Was a great line. Couldn't make it up. Yeah, I know. There's an old saying: beggars can't be choosers. You know. With all due respect, Don has had plenty of opportunities and fails to accept. How do you halo a guy like that? And no ill intent regarding my comment. I agree with you. I had somebody in a comment of mine, commenter, who took me to task for expecting that Don should have accepted my gift and me being annoyed about it. So, you know, I responded. He gave me his opinion, and I appreciate that. And I gave him mine. I hope Bazooka Joe is doing okay. From watching the videos, anyone can see he's a true music lover. Bazooka Joe seems to be doing okay. I saw him the other day. He's not always at the store when I'm there right now, but he is getting, chemotherapy and treatments for his cancer, and he's holding up pretty good. And the doctors are supposedly saying that they like what they see in the way that he's responding and the way he's handling it and all that. So that's very good. I did not see Ed's video at the record store. No. Good to see Corey cameo appearance at the live stream. Yeah, it was nice of him to pop on there. A lot of times he likes to pop his head in when I do a live stream at the record store. Hi, Star Trekker. Was I a Raspberries or Eric Carmen fan? The true answer is no. I didn't like or dislike any him. I mean, I don't have any feelings about him. All I know is I like the song "Where the Raspberries Go All the Way." That's about as far as I go, But I don't think he lived long enough, sadly. I mean, I think he died at 74 years old. These days, that's not, it's not old these days, you know. Bazooka Joe is very compassionate. Will you be getting the Mind Games book when that comes out? Well, that is a book that I will get, yes. When that comes out, I'll pick that up. Yeah, I did like the Plastic Ono Band book, and I did, get the Imagine book as well. So there you go. I enjoyed your recent George Harrison discussion video. I look forward to more like it. Well, I was very surprised, as I've said before, Mike. I don't know if you heard me, but I was very, very surprised that it didn't do as well as I thought. Sometimes there's a video that you think will do really well, and it doesn't. And other times there's a video you don't think will do much at all, and it does very good. It's funny how that is. Um, you see now, Elementary Penguin, you're in here and you're like, you're harping on this. But I only asked one question, Joe. I'm not going to get into this with you, okay? Just you want to stay here. I don't care if you do or you don't at this point. But the thing is, let's not get into personal discussions. But I only asked one question. What are you getting? That's no room for that here. Is that plain enough for you? Okay. Let's see. So on that note, I'll get rid of that as well. A little too much deleting I'm doing here for my liking. Hello, Royce in the house. What's going on? Yeah, I was very surprised. I mean, here it is, a good, unusual discussion about figuring that George has amazing lyrics. And again, I am talking mostly about outside of the Beatles, after the Beatles. His lyrics are a lot more soul searching and thought provoking than even John's lyrics. That's right, I said it. I love John. I've realized this, but a lot of people don't realize it. And I think one of the reasons is same reason I didn't really realize it up to now. I listened to George's solo music, but I didn't really take the time to really think about it and really focus on the words. The movie Yesterday is now on Netflix. Okay. I have it on Blu-ray, so I'm good. Hello, Dino. Do you have those Beatles trading cards? I have some Beatles trading cards, but I do not own a complete set, which is kind of unusual, really, when you think about it. Uh, you like my Robert De Niro T-shirt, do you? You mean this shirt T-shirt? This is Ringo. Come on, I think you know that. That's funny. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what to make out of it, but yes, I haven't seen any videos about solo Beatles lyrics. Looking forward to more lyrics. George was amazing. There you go. I'll concur. Concur with that. Just went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame today. Had a lot of great stuff. They had the Blazer and guitar. Joan Jett wore on the cover of I Love Rock and Roll. Have you ever been? No, I haven't been. But I love that the outfit she wears on the cover of I Love Rock and Roll. Definitely do. I like that. You have to sit down and pay attention to listen to George. An album like All Things Must Pass, for example. Absolutely brilliant album. I'm thinking more and more, even though George isn't my favorite Beatle, I do think that that could be the best of all solo albums, and I know I'm not alone in that opinion. But there you go. Yes, I've not seen any video. Oh, we talked about that. Sorry. Hello, Apple Pits. Big Joe Mayo back in effect. Rock and roll peeps. Hail chat. Where's fact? You didn't write fact. Can't believe Brian Epstein was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Ringo. Here you go. Hello, Cherry Carter. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Ah, there it is. He added the fact in there. That's what I like. I don't want to sound like an incurable Mayo maniac. Yeah, I know. A lot of people berate people who are in my comments and who like watching my show and like watching me and are fans. A lot of people don't like the word fans. They prefer you use the word viewers. Well, I've got fans. I got viewers too. They're both you can use one or the other, but I got people and I've met people and I can tell that they're fans. They're not just, that word bothers some people. Usually people who don't have many fans, I notice. But it bothers them for some reason. Hello, Laura. I'm late to the party. Nice to see you. Thank you. You too. Thanks for joining me. Hey, better late than never. Actually, one of my mottos is better never late. And there's George proudly saying, I'm a fan of yours, Mayo. You know, thank you, George. All right. Ooh, everybody hear that? Sometimes I drink and then you hear, "Rrr." I don't know what that is. A little bubble up, a little bubbly. Who's the cutout over my left shoulder? You're talking about Ringo Starr? Yeah, it's Ringo. Yep. You're right about the fan thing. Yeah, there's people that are fans. They're self-proclaimed fans. So I'm probably in need of a 2-month stay in Mayo rehab. Be careful. Be careful. You know, is that a good addiction or a bad addiction? Some would say it's a bad addiction, so I don't know. But I appreciate the sentiment. It's very nice of you. Um, I was just saying that I just got the Night Gallery complete series on DVD. It's also available on Blu-ray. But I got the DVD first to see if I like the series. If I like it, then I'll upgrade maybe to a Blu-ray. It's only $15 for the whole season, or the whole series. Excuse me, the whole series. But of course, when I got it from Amazon in the packaging, I first thing I do is I look at it to see if it's damaged because everybody has horrible stories. It's Amazon's notorious for bad packaging. And I look and I see there's no damage to the plastic box. But as I shake it inside there was damage. Oh, sure. Some of the plastic inside the box broke off, figures. The outside was good. I'm a fan of these live streams and Joe's both channels. Facts. Okay. There you go. I appreciate that. All right. Mayo Maniac Movies. Nice ring to it. Well, so far we're sticking with Mayo's Movie Mayhem. Let's see how long it lasts. In Amazon, we don't trust. Precisely. Gotta get you a clip of Ralph saying bang zoom. Well, there were a lot of bang zoom clips. You gotta get the right one. I don't know which is the right one, but there's good, stronger ones and weaker ones. So, I'm a Mayo monster. Oh, okay. Well, she likes monster movies, and that's always good with me. Any woman who appreciates horror movies and monster movies is okay in my book. The new movie channel name is the best because both channel has the same first two words. Yeah, mixed up. The first two words, Mean Mr. Mayo and Mayo's Movie Mayhem. The Mayo Men. Mayo Men sounds like a new superhero team. Fact. Mean and Mean. Well, my movie channel doesn't have the name Mean in it. It doesn't say Mayo's Movie Mayhem. No Mean in there. I think maybe you're thinking of an old name I used. I was calling it Mean Mr. Mayo's Movies for a while. I figured, what if I had Mean Mr. Mayo and then extend just a little bit to one word, Mean Mr. Mayo Movies. I figured that the connection between the two would be good, but I changed that. Ba, 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 ba. I don't mind Oasis because we don't have Danny here to talk a mile a minute about it. Hey, Danny, what's going on? I meant Mayo and Mayo. Okay, very good, very good. Have you heard from Beatley Tone? Yes, I have. I'm happy to say he appeared in a live stream. I forget which one, but he did, and I really like Beatley Tone. He's a good guy. Uh, couldn't sleep last night, so I watched The Magnificent Seven and Predator. I've never seen Predator, believe it or not, because that's a movie that you'd think I would have seen. And Magnificent Seven I saw a long time ago, and it didn't grab me. We enjoy all Mayo days. I like that. I like that. Mayo days. Was watching a cooking show. The woman was making date night movie snacks. Her guy had a projector. They were sitting in the garden, movie on a wall. I could do that. I said to mine, we can have a drive-in at home. I like the idea of that, Cherry. Was that picture with you and Yoko taken outside of Dakota? Yes, it was. In April of 1994, to be exact. That picture is soon to be 30 years old. Oof. Joe, you can see everybody that's watching your video, not including the commenters. Have you ever thought about getting Andrew Dixon on a stream? He's another fantastic Beatles YouTuber. I like Andrew a lot, and I'd be up for that. Yeah. I like Apple Pitts talking to Cherry Carter about it's awesome. I live that life with a projector 24/7. That is fantastic. You know, Apple Pitts here, Melody, Clown Fist. He's got a good setup there. Okay, we got a lull in the action. Oh, I was gonna play something in the meantime, but good afternoon, Mr. Travolta. Yeah, well, yeah, I was a little John Travolta last night, a little dancing. Hello, Michael. One day, Joe, I would love to do a movie tour for your movie channel. Fact. We will do that. I keep putting it off, but we will do it. I do that a lot, though. Not just with you, but I say I'm going to do something and don't do it. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on Haley Mills. Of course, the name is very, very famous, but I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on what she looks like or where she is or anything like that. What about that top 100 solo Beatles songs article in Rolling Stone? I have some feelings about that, but I might be covering that on another show at some point. So I'm saving my opinions till we do. I might do another show on it. I have the screen. I just got to get a stand. We have a couch on our porch. Hot nights could sit out there. Put a screen in the garden. Nice. I like your Ringo T-shirt. Thank you very much, Penny Lane. Thank you. Did Paul ever buy back the Beatles catalog? I should know the answer to that. I thought he got some. He got somehow got something to do with the Beatle catalog. Didn't he get some of it back or something? I don't know. This is a little weird. I don't know what that's all about. It's not spelled correctly. Um, Olivia Newton-John became discovered for her Haley Mills impression. Fact: Haley was in The Parent Trap, Pollyanna, Whistle Down the Wind, The Family Way, etc. Oh, I hit Family Way. Okay. Uh, I saw Variety talk to Sean on the red carpet last week. They asked about the Sam Mendes movie. Who should play his dad? He said Emma Stone. Yeah, that's he was being half kidding. He wasn't really serious, and I would never want that. Sorry. Hi Joe. I missed Maca by 2 minutes yesterday. I run a photography group. Okay, well, I appreciate that. That's unfortunate that you missed him by 2 minutes. It's got to sting. It's got to sting a bit. I think Paul teamed up with Yoko to get the catalog back. I really should know this, but I don't remember Paul owning the whole Beatles catalog or anything. That's an answer that's got to be known. So let's take a break from the mouse. Oh man. Oh. Remember, when I'm here doing the live streams, I usually take both hands and arms and I lean them on the desk like that. So you do a Marlon Brando impersonation. You could have been a contender. I can't do the voice. You could have been a contender. How's that? I can't do him that good. Marlon Brando, he could have been a contender. Sergeant Mayo's Magical Mystery Tour, Mayo's Silver Hammer. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. It's not my thing. Oh, definitely. Sean was joking about Emma Stone. You should do a standing live stream like this in your room there one day. That's okay. I'll leave that for you, buddy. I think Sony owns the Beatles catalog. Do you like wrestling, Joe? Hell no. I couldn't care less about wrestling. I like to see death matches with movie monsters. Well, that's at least that's some kind of fun wrestling, maybe. But I'm not into wrestling, though. I do a decent James Mason impression. Okie doke. Take your word for it. I can do a killer Phyllis Diller voice. How can you tell? There you go. There's my Phyllis Diller impersonation. 76 viewers, smash that like button. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. 77 viewers, smash the like button. But now we'll go down a few because some of the trolls will say, I'm not going 77. Oh, we got to bring that down. You people crack me up. I can do great meatloaf during karaoke. Fact. Godzilla -1 Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. I always feel that when they give a horror science fiction movie a cheap award for best special effects. That's a consolation prize. I'd like to see something like Godzilla minus one get nominated for best picture. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, instead they just say, "Eh, we'll just give them the effects award and shut them up." The same thing happened back in 73 or 74, whenever the Academy Awards 74, I guess, for The Exorcist. You know, they give it makeup stuff and sound. They won best sound, best makeup. That's consolation prize. Okay, hello, Alan C. Records. Good to see you here. You getting ready for the Mets? I'm not. Let me know how the Mets are doing. If they play good ball, I'll be there. I always say it. I'll be there to watch the Mets win or lose, as long as they play good ball. They can lose. They just got to play good, play well. How's that? Hello, Joanne. My nephew tells me there was a character, yes, on Seinfeld named Joe Mayo. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Tom Frangione never lets me forget that. You know, Tom Frangione of the Beatles channel, and he always tells me that. So there you go. Underrated rock documentaries you like? At the moment, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so bup. Let's see what we got here. I'm a fan and I'm a viewer, getting older because I can't get any newer. Okay. Hello, Nick. What's going on, Nick? I noticed that Michael Nolan is in the house. Hello. What's going on, Michael? Uh, I have not seen the movie Poor Things, but I heard that it's pretty good. At least Tom Hunyadi likes it. Tom Hunyadi liked the movie Poor Things, so everybody knows that. And here he is. Okay, there it goes. Oh, ba 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 bum ba boom boom. Be dum be dum be bum be dum dum. Booty ba boom. Yep, everybody knows what that song is. Some people do. That's it. That's the song. You got it. I like Young Frankenstein. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was 12 years old. I saw it at the movie theater and I hated it because they made fun of my beloved Frankenstein movies. How dare you make fun of them? And of course, now I understand it's a spoof, it's parody, it's fine. Been spraying poison oak with Roundup on my property today. Roundup causes cancer. You know, I don't understand it. There's commercials that say Roundup has caused cancer. There's lawsuits on it for cancer, and they continue to sell it. They continue to sell it. People continue to use it. I'm a little mixed up about that. You have any plans to return to study? No. I saw Barbie at the library. It was good for seeing once. Okay. Did you like Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka movie from the 70s? I saw it as a kid. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay for a kid movie. I don't care if I never see it again. But Gene Wilder is the Willy Wonka. He owns that role. They took that chemical out of Roundup. Now it takes days to kill the weeds. Well, better to take days to kill the weeds than to kill the person that sprays the Roundup, right? Favorite Mel Brooks. Okay, probably Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, History of the World Part 1. Those are my three favorite Mel Brooks movies. Yeah, something about Mel Brooks. I don't know if I'd use the word dated. His comedy is the comedy is kind of tame or something today, really. Um, I don't know, something about it's kind of, I don't know, safe. Not all of it's safe. We're not going to go into details, but Blazing Saddles has stuff in there that's still, you know, rough. Yeah, Gene Wilder was funny as hell. The producers, Blazing Saddles, Bonnie and Clyde. Did you ever see Gene Wilder's segment in a movie by Woody Allen called "Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex but Were Afraid to Ask"? Watch that movie, and you'll see a funny story in there featuring Gene Wilder. So that's one of my favorite Gene Wilder bits in that movie. Yes, indeed, that's it. It's pretty funny. Unlike some YouTubers, we can speak rock and roll with an English accent. Yep, Mel Brooks was the co-creator of Get Smart. He wrote several scripts. Yes, indeed. Never liked Get Smart. She is. Yeah, Roy Kinnear was funny too. He played one of the mad scientists in the Beatles' Help. Yes, indeed. Algernon. Give it the gun, Algernon. I remember that. Don't forget Buck Henry. Oh yes, I liked Agent 99 also, Barbara Feldon. I think she turned 90, didn't she? She just I saw somewhere she had a birthday recently, Barbara Feldon. She's like 90, I think. Wow. I think even the Liverpool accent helped the boys. Can't imagine them with a strong Scots accent. Yeah, well, me neither. I don't oh, I don't know about you, but I could never get into how I won the war. Yourself? I've never tried really. I've only seen clips of it, mostly the John Lennon clips. And it just doesn't look like anything I'm interested in. Having said that, I still want to be able to sit down one day and watch the entire film, How I Won the War, and do a review on it. In fact, I think what I'll do is write it down. I have a list here of movies that I want to pick up, and I'm going to put that on there now because I got a list. Um, all right, there you go. Okay. Excuse me. There's some comments inside the gallery, people talking amongst themselves. Have you seen the documentary Made on Merseyside? I've seen some kind of Merseyside documentary. I think it's just called The Merseyside, the one I'm thinking of. It's old, from the early 60s. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Michael. I will definitely take Mary Tyler Moore on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh my God, yes. Not so much on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, but on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. I like Agent 69 better. I have the paperback of How I Won the War with John's picture on it. So do I. Marlo Thomas wasn't chopped liver. No, she wasn't. But these days she looks and sounds like chopped liver. Sorry, a lot of work. A lot of work. Now we're talking about attractive women. Yes, indeed. Anne Margaret. Yeah, I like Anne Margaret more as she got a little older in the 60s and 70s, actually. I like her more mature. Hi Daniel. I have never seen the George Fest, believe it or not. Yeah, yeah, Barbara Eden and I Dream of Jeannie, absolutely. Yeah, that was one of my first crushes as a boy, absolutely. That's when I knew I liked girls. Um, what is this all about? I'm reading your comment. Not much to say about it. Yes, Petticoat Junction as well. Petticoat Junction and I Dream of Jeannie. Those were the two shows, absolutely. There's some beautiful girls on Petticoat Junction, beautiful. So between Petticoat Junction and I Dream of Jeannie, I knew where I stood as far as attraction. Oh, Joe, documentary about Chris O'Dell supposed to be coming out this year. That should be interesting. Have you met her? No, have not. I had an opportunity and I didn't. Another squandered opportunity. Who knows? She may be at the Chicago Fest. I'm still waiting to hear what guests are going to be at the Chicago Fest in August. As of right now, I have plans to go. And yeah, I would have moved to Hooterville. Absolutely, absolutely. I would have been Uncle Joe in there. Instead of Uncle Joe in the show, I could be Uncle Joe. Yeah, this always comes up. This is like Ginger and Marianne. A lot of people like Samantha Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched better. I like Jeannie better, but I like them both. Um, they tried setting up Chris O'Dell with James Taylor. One of the Gabor sisters was married to Conrad Hilton. All right, folks. What's on your so-called minds today? I know some people what's on their minds, I could tell. Pretty ladies. Yeah, I gotta go along with this, Robbie. I gotta go along with you on that. Also, Sharon Tate. Paul McCartney set up his brother Mike with Sandy Shaw. What's my favorite Beatles documentary? Anthology, you know. Oh, believe me when I tell you, there's nothing wrong with that. Believe me. Paul Simon had a great appearance on The Late Show this past week. Extensive half-hour interview, plus solo acoustic performance of his song "Forgiveness" from Seven Psalms. I have not heard Seven Psalms, but I like Paul Simon. Marilyn Monroe was she was pretty hot in her day. Yep, but I've never been a big Marilyn Monroe guy. But of course, I see what it's about. Why am I doing this? It's a habit. It's a good habit. If you cough and go cover your mouth when you're alone in a room and nobody's here, there's no reason to do so, really. Nobody's here. However, it's a good habit to get into. Reflex. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, Sharon Tate was one of the world's great losses. I've read many books about her murder. So incredibly sad. Absolutely. Yeah, gotta agree with that. Yeah, that's true. It's been glorified, tragically. Have you ever watched that sci-fi show called UFO from the '60s? No, I'm not interested in UFOs. No, I'm just not interested. Nor do I believe that anybody's really well. You might have seen them, but certainly don't believe anybody's ever been abducted. And I certainly don't believe they ever landed and approached anybody. Anthology's great. The only weak spot is that they had to rely on past interviews with John. Yes, but with that one caveat, brilliant. Yeah, I agree. What's my favorite comedy movie from the '40s? Now I have to think about the entire decade of the Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is one. No, it's Abbott and Costello movies. The Abbott and Costello movies are among my favorite comedies of the '40s. There you go. Abbott and Costello movies, Buck Privates, Who Done It, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, a film they did called The Naughty Nineties. Thoughts on the Dirty Mac at the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus? Very exciting. Good to watch. Um, well, it wasn't well done. It just wasn't well done. I mean, I saw that movie and it was not well done. There were mistakes in it. Is the main thing. Did not watch Rat Patrol in the '60s. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I did have a lunchbox as a kid, but I forget which one I had. I might have had the Laugh-In lunchbox, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, now that I think of it. Either I had it or I remember I have a memory, I have a vision of being in the lunchroom at school in like first or second grade and seeing somebody had the lunchbox of Laugh-In, but I don't remember. Oh, I agree with you. You know, the woman that was paroled recently should not have been paroled. I don't care. I don't want to hear any Yeah, look, people are allowed to give their arguments. You're allowed to have your opinion. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying I'm not going to respond to it and and agree with it. I happen to disagree. Um, Hello, Rome loves Dan. I had Quick Draw McGraw and the Partridge Family lunchbox. I have a Partridge Family lunchbox now. Actually, I didn't have one then. Hello, James. Have you seen the remake of Dune Part 1 and now Part 2? I have no interest. Sorry, so many things I'm like just not interested in. What do you think about Dean Martin movies also? I haven't seen many Dean Martin movies either, you know. Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin. Yep, agree. Well, you see, I have the Planet of the Apes lunchbox. It's right up there. That's the Planet of the Apes lunchbox. No thermos. Did you see the photos of Paul and Ringo sitting together at Stella's fashion show in Paris, March 4th? Yes, I did, and I saw them walk into the gig. Ringo has a really youthful gait. He walks like he's still like 20, 27 or something. Paul was a little more measured. Paul was a little more careful how he walked. It's okay. The man's what is he? Going to be 82? Should they do a remake of Smokey and the Bandit? Hell no. Smokey and the Bandit. That's Burt Reynolds and Jackie Gleason. And also, you have the role in there by Paul Williams and Sally Field. That's the characters. You can't go. I mean, those people embody those characters. You can't change that. The Rat Pack. Yeah, I never really got big on the Rat Pack. To tell you the truth, never got that big on them. Ba, 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 ba. Paul and Ringo should do a photo of them walking across Abbey Road using walkers. Would be hysterical. Fact. I don't think there's any need to do that. If both of them are in great shape considering their ages and they're looking pretty good and walking pretty good, why pretend you're not? I mean, I realize that the idea is just for a laugh and to have fun, but they don't think of themselves that way. And I think that's good. I think that's very good that neither one of them is in that shape, nor does any one of them think like that. You got to think young, which I do. Sometimes I think young, sometimes not. But I am, I'm young at heart, and that's the reason why I do what I do. Ah, but the flip side could be them ditching the walkers. Okay, besides Godzilla, who's your favorite Japanese monster? You may be surprised to hear me say Mothra, but I think I like Mothra. I like the character Mothra. And actually, this is good. Glenn says Gamera. I forgot about Gamera. Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll give Gamera the edge over Mothra. Thank you for reminding me, Glenn. Okay, favorite of the three, Joe. Backbeat, Nowhere Boy, or Birth of the Beatles. Out of those three, Backbeat. First is Backbeat the best. Second is Birth of the Beatles, and third is Nowhere Boy. I thought that was a terrible misfire. Any thoughts of the four individual Beatle biopics? I just heard that Sean is going to be involved in the production. He's going to be like a producer or something. But no, I haven't heard enough information yet. All we know is what we know, and I really don't want to talk or commit to it yet until I know more about what they're going to do exactly. We've heard talk, about what they're going to do, but you know, I want to wait before committing to that. The only thing I liked about Nowhere Boy was the fact that they talked about John's mother, Julia. You got some, like, times to spend doing a little bit of information about Julia. Other than that, I did not like the movie, and the biggest problem I had with it was the casting of John Lennon. I thought he didn't seem like he had enough of John's angst, his angst, the chip on his shoulder. He looked like a nice boy to me. I didn't really get that. And the guy who played Paul McCartney was absurdly wrong for the part. Absurdly wrong, uh, in my opinion. So, yeah, I love the giant robot from, well, the mechanical King Kong. I love from King Kong Escapes, and I love the Gargantuas from the movie War of the Gargantuas. Those are more Japanese monsters I like. Yeah, well, that's why I like Backbeat the best. I forgot his name again. Is it Ian Hart? He played John Great. That's what I mean. I believe that that guy in Backbeat was John Lennon. And that doesn't always happen. You don't always get that feeling. Even the guy that played John Lennon in the movie Birth of the Beatles wasn't too bad. Stephen McKenna, I think his name was. He wasn't so bad either. He had a little bit of nastiness, a little, that kind of uh, tough guy kind of thing. Putting on that vibe. Are you a Tarantino fan? Overall, I say yes, I am. I don't think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was among his best films. I much prefer Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill 1 and 2, uh, Django Unchained, and some other films over that. I watched Gigantor a little bit as a child, a cartoon, but not that often. I had a cousin that really was big on Gigantor. You know, none of these films ever get John right, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that Stephen Dorff was a good. He played Stuart Sutcliffe nicely, and the woman who played Astrid I thought was good in the movie Backbeat. Do you like the Jeff Bridges King Kong? That's another movie that I saw in the theater as a child, and I hated it. I wanted to throw tomatoes at the screen. It was the worst piece of garbage I ever saw. And now, so much time has passed though that I like it. I like it better now than Peter Jackson's abomination of King Kong. So I'll take the Jeff Bridges King Kong now. You know. Yes, this is Ringo on my T-shirt, or at least Ringo up to his eyeglasses. I'm sorry though. I mean, John is too complex to capture on any film, but it's not a fact in my book because I think they captured him in Backbeat. They captured his complexity. They captured his angst, his toughness, uh, his maybe drunkenness. Everything about John as a troubled teen was captured, in my opinion, in Backbeat. I saw Throw Mama from the Train only once when it was first out in the movie theater and don't remember anything about it, really. I had a King Kong lunchbox, the 1976 version. Paul disliked Backbeat because it featured Lennon singing all the songs that Paul used to sing, like all the Little Richard tunes. Oh, isn't it funny? See how it goes both ways, Paul? You don't like them giving credit to John for some stuff, but boy, you fast to take credit for yourself of John's stuff. That's funny. It's funny there was no Paul segment in A Hard Day's Night like they had for John, Ringo, and George. I think they filmed one, but guess it didn't work. That's the truth. Yes, they did feel one. They did film what feel one. They did film one with Paul and I think a showgirl, a dance girl, or something, and it didn't work out. Or was that, or was that from Help? Now that I think of it, I can't remember. I think A Hard Day's Night. Yeah, they did. They did film one with Paul for A Hard Day's Night. It didn't work out. McCartney did the walk across Abbey Road with his dog on McCartney's live album. I think another photo was added. Yeah, I don't. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that that was kind of a faked. I think it was faked. I'm not sure, but also let me say that we're doing a show on Talk More Talk. Our next show, I'm pretty sure, is going to be about Paula's live album. That's the show on Monday night. So I think so. I don't think that's a big secret to say. I forget what I remember something about. Oh, Richard Lester saying something to do with Paul not making it work or something, or him not coming across right. And I believe it. And I still think Paul's the weakest of the actors out of the four Beatles. He may be the best songwriter in my book, but he's not the best actor. He may be the best musician, but he's not the best actor in my opinion. Jane Asher should have given McCartney some acting lessons. That's a good point. Speed Racer also. I never was big on Speed Racer, but again, I mentioned my cousin. My cousin at the time. He liked Speed Racer and Gigantor. He liked a lot of that. Would that be called anime today, or Japanese cartoons? Paul's acting is like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, exactly the same person in every shot. Fact. Paul was good in the ashtray and Help when he shrunk down. You mean the shrinking down scene? That was a clever scene. He wasn't bad in that. Do you like the Mr. Moto movies? I did watch the Mr. Moto movies and I did enjoy them. Yeah, I did enjoy them. It's been a long time, but I remember the Mr. Moto movies with they star Peter Lorre, and they struck me as a very early version of James Bond in a way. What Beatle was the best actor? I think Ringo was the best actor, and I might put George second, believe it or not. You know, John. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I'll go with Patty. Give the edge to Patty. Did you ever see the movie The Last of Sheila? No, I didn't. Ringo Starr's a pretty good actor. Caveman is hilarious. He met Barbara Bach on the set of that. True, true, true. Very true. No way Paul does Caveman. Think you're right. My favorite scene in Help is the bathroom scene where they fall all over and the jungle scene where Ringo is bouncing like a yo-yo. They don't do wacky things like that no mo. Fact. Ringo was hilarious in that construction site scene with a woman he's helping across the mud. I agree. Very funny sequence. I don't think I personally don't think Paul was too good in those train scenes. It looks like he's acting to me. Just my opinion. You can always say that. Um, what is the best acted Paul scene in any movie? I don't know. I'd have to watch Broad Street again, and I'd have to watch Help in a Hard Day's Night again. I didn't watch Johnny Quest either. Sorry. Sorry. Personally, John and Wilfred Bramble stole the show in A Hard Day's Night. I like Wilfred Bramble as Paul's grandfather. However, they didn't need him in there. I mean, this is supposed to be about the Beatles. I mean, it's okay. He is funny, Wilfred Bramble. He's okay. But I just don't think that they needed him in there. It worked, as it turned out, it worked. But Joanne says Paul was so gorgeous in '64 that it didn't matter if he was the best actor or not. Well, if we get into their looks, who's the most attractive, who the people think was the best looking, or so, that's a whole nother subject. But we're talking about the acting, you know. Ringo's walk along the river in A Hard Day's Night. Sweet, wistful, great portrait of what it's like to feel a bit out of step with others needing a friend. Yes, it is good. He's also hungover. I don't know if you know that, but some may not know that. Ringo came back from a night came straight from a nightclub, getting being wasted. So he says so. He looks hungover. And the scene, just the scenes where he's walking with the boy along the river, in that scene you can see he looks really out of it. Paul wasn't even that great in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie with Johnny Depp. Do you remember the King Kong cartoon? I remember the theme song. I don't remember the cartoon. Since you like monsters, did you like Sigmund and the Sea Monsters? That too. I saw that, but I don't remember that. I know Johnny Whitaker was on that, Family Affair, but I don't remember it very well. Wilfred Bramble's line, "I bet you're a great swimmer," was funny. Yes, it was. Um, I don't understand that. Why I deleted the comment by Clownfist, or why he had felt the need to say it was sad to say. Sorry about that. Hello, Ralph. Um, has anybody sat through Ringo's Caveman movie? I get bored 20 minutes and switched it off. I love Caveman. I think it's funny. I think it's a good comedy, and I do like it. I don't get bored. There's always Barbara Bach for me to look at. Shazam, yes. George was great in the Hard Day's Night scene in the office, talking about trends in fashion. I liked how he was looking at the secretary's legs. Absolutely. I noticed that too. Did you watch Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday mornings? Yes, yes, I saw that stuff. Loved Shazam from the '74. I have seen Caveman many, 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 many times. There you go. It's a lot of manys. Uh, gotcha. Tommy's music. What's my thoughts on the Beach Boys? I like the Beach Boys pretty much when they were Beach Boys, when they were in the early days up until Pet Sounds, and a couple of songs on Pet Sounds I like, but I don't like the whole album. And yeah, stuff like that. Caveman has Dennis Quaid's first role. Have you seen Britt Eklund in Get Carter? Nope. That secretary was hot, the one in Hard Day's Night. Yeah, she's nice. I remember going to see Caveman when it came out. I loved the scene where they discovered music. Yeah. Speaking of Wilfred Bramwell, to believe Paul's grandfather was only 45 years old. Okay. Well, I'm sure I'm missing out. There's a lot of things that we miss out on. Not everybody can see everything, read everything, watch everything. I'm sure I'm missing out on a lot of good stuff. Yeah, it's just the way it is. You can't see everything, all of us. and inevitably we wind up missing stuff. All right. Favorite song on Revolver? Tomorrow Never Knows. Very interesting question, Michael. I remember those. Do you know if the old Henry Aldrich movies are on DVD or anything? I always like those. You and I might be the only two people, Michael, that even remember the Henry Aldrich movies. I don't know what's up with those. I think Paramount owned them. I don't know if they're lost films. I don't know what's going on with those. They've never been, to my knowledge, they've never been on VHS, never been on laser, never been on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't know what's up with those. There was one in a haunted house. Henry Aldrich haunts a house, and that's the one I'd like to see. I'd like to think someday you'd see those. There you go. Yeah, Logan. I love 1970s science fiction, but I never Logan's Run never did it for me for some reason. Um, I don't know. I like the Blondie movies. Well, if I could get all the Blondie movies in a set, I don't know if they're available, all of them in a set. I would like to try them all. You know, but as far as I know, hello, Pops O'Reilly. I remember Henry Aldrich way back when. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those, man. I don't know. Maybe there's some information on the internet about what's the problem with these. You would think these days they don't want to put them out, but somebody would have thought put them out would put them out. Movies on demand, some studio like the Shout Factory or something like that. Some they call them boutique studios, independent studios, small studios. You would think somebody might have got them out. You know, I don't know. I do not like An American Werewolf in London. I think it's stupid, jokey, doesn't take itself seriously enough, and thinks they have to poke fun at the audience in order to watch it. However, the makeup effects were pretty good for the time. The transformation scene. Rollerball, yeah, I like Rollerball. It's not a great movie, but now that's a movie that takes itself seriously. The James Caan one. They remade Rollerball too. Rollerball they remade also. Not two as in part two. They also remade Rollerball, and I would never see that one because I mean I haven't heard anything good about the remake of it. So I just fairly recently got Rollerball from '75 on a Blu-ray. It came out on Blu-ray, so I got that. I did the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane give you the creeps? These days, not too much. I think it's a pretty good movie with Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, and Victor Buono. It's kind, there's creepy moments in it, you know, but I've seen it, a few times already, including on the big screen, and it's kind of a little worn out for me. I hear that the new season of Doctor Who is going to feature an episode with the Beatles. Very interesting. Do you remember your first picture sleeve? Um, it's hard to say my very first, but I know as a boy I did have. This would be in '66. I had the Nowhere Man USA picture sleeve single. That's the first one I remember. Whether it was literally the first, I don't know, but I remember that. Rollerball still holds up, in my humble opinion. Okay, we were treated to a 100 Years of Horror last on English TV. Joe, you probably already seen it. Are you talking about the one with Christopher Lee hosting? If it's Christopher Lee's hosting it, I've seen that. What do you think of Death Race 2000? Not the remake. It's been a long time since I saw it. Sylvester Stallone is in it. I think David Carradine is in it. I remember thinking it was okay, but it's so-so. But it's been a long time. There's a Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon movie called Buddy Buddy that's never been released to DVD. I saw Buddy Buddy in the movie theater when it came out in 1981, and I remember thinking that also was so-so. It never did a big impression on me. I never got to meet Cynthia Lennon. Was she ever at a Beatle Fest? She was at a Beatle Fest in 1981, and all I can remember about her, and this is going to turn a lot of people off. They're going to say, "Well, that's not nice." I'm going to tell you the truth. I remember her sitting there looking smug. She never smiled, and she didn't give anybody really the time of day unless you bought her artwork. She had like artwork stuff she was hawking, and that's my memory of her. I don't know. She, by all accounts, she was a wonderful lady. I'm just telling you what how it seemed to me. My first picture sleep was Suspicious Minds. Did you like the film Blade Runner? Another great film I've never seen. Oh boy. I might have seen it in the theater. I either saw Blade Runner or Firefox. Maybe I did see Blade Runner in the theater a long time ago. I don't have any opinion on this one. Your favorite Sunday papers comic strips? I used to read them, but I don't have favorites. Maybe Peanuts. I don't know. I used to read them. The Mad Room. I never heard of that with Stella Stevens. Um, I used to like, by the way, one comic strip I did like was something called Louie, and that thing is not available. I mean, I don't even know if anybody remembers it. It's called Louie. Um, let's see. Uh, I love this though. She was very bitter that year, and then somebody says, 1981, damn, a year after John was killed cannot have been easy for her. Well, Lord knows she had some, she exposed things about John, and now I'm supposed to feel like she loved John so much. I don't know. Um, but by the same token, don't give me that because at the same Beatle Fest that Cynthia looked all like uninterested in anybody. I hate when people make excuses for people. I don't care if she was sad about John's death, Cynthia, or not. I don't think that was the way to treat fans. Okay, that's number one. And number two, um, I also met May Pang at the same Beatle Fest in 1981, and she was sweet as anything. She signed an autograph for me. So she also was devastated by John's death, and she wasn't like Cynthia. The same show. So I don't buy that. Not at all. It's a get out of jail free card. Sorry. I have no interest in the Bob Marley movie. Doo-doo-doo. Did I ever see Pulp Fiction? It's one of my all-time favorite movies of anything. I love Pulp Fiction. I love it. I saw it in the movie theater when it first came out, and I was hooked. It's one of my favorite movies. We're coming near the end of this particular Q&A because I don't like to go more than 90 minutes really on this, folks. So we're going to stick around a little bit more, but I only got a couple of minutes. I'm kind of with you on Cynthia, Joe. I don't believe she was the saint that she's been made into. Well, she should, she said things about John I didn't care for, and she's put and I don't really like that. I'm sorry. People can say, well, why not? Why shouldn't she? Yeah, whatever. She's also trying to make a buck. She's dead now, God rest her soul, but yeah. But that's the thing. Everybody gives Cynthia a free pass because she was the quiet, um, rejected wife. So because of that, because she was done wrong by John and Yoko, everybody feels sorry for Cynthia. And that's how I feel about it. You know, yeah, yeah, Cynthia raised Julian on her own. Let me tell you something. They got money from John. I don't remember Julian ever having to work a day in his life. I hate to go now because people are gonna think I'm signing off just because of this. But 90 minutes or so was my goal from the beginning. If it goes a few extra minutes over 90, 93, 95, I won't worry about it. But there you go. I won't say Yoko. Yoko's not a saint either. Neither was John. But I'll tell you this much: she wasn't the devil. Neither was John that they're all painting them out to be. You know, they're. I'm just tired of it. Julian and Cynthia, like, it makes you want to go. Oh. Like they're always perfect. They don't do anything wrong. Cynthia or Julie, they're like poor victims. I just get tired of it. I do. We've all had a bad lot in life. Cynthia's not the only person that was ever jilted for another woman. And Julian's not the only child of divorce. Okay, I am too a child of divorce. Give me a break. Hello, Danny. You came. If you just got here, I'm about to sign off. Yes, I've seen Wait Until Dark with Audrey Hepburn. Pretty good movie. Yes, I've seen it, and I think I'm getting ready to end it. Thank you all for being here. That's the end. It went fast, 90 minutes, pretty quick. Thank you all for being here, and I'm gonna do this next week again. Hopefully, we try to do it. I'll try to do it every week about the same time here for 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock Eastern. Q&A, catch up with Mayo on Saturdays. Just me. If you like the content, again, the content where I have other people on there like Danny or other guests, I have company up here. You have to go over to my other channel that has those on there, and that's the channel Mayo's Movie Mayhem. So please subscribe there, and you'll get all the notifications. So my thanks to everybody that was nice enough to help me out here, to be in the chat, to express interests in being here. Much appreciated, and I will talk to you next time. Cheers.